본 적이 없기 때문에 이때를 하면 어떤 느낌일지 궁금합니다. 뭐 팬분들이 볼 때도 재밌게 볼 수 있을 것 같아요.
In the comfort zone and playing the picks they always play, but Faker is like just playing a lot of different champions, and I like that a lot.
일단 한 번도 안 해봤기 때문에 그냥 다 조심해야 될 것 같아요. 네. 뭐 카서스 대 르블랑을 하면 저는 1대1로는 카서스가 이긴다고 생각했었는데 프로겐 선수도 같은 생각이었던 것 같고
Of my opinion of this champion beats the other champion.
프로겐 선수가 카서스를 많이 하시니까 좀 잘 아시는 것 같아요. 뭐 르블랑 대 카서스도 재밌을 것 같긴 하지만 저는 개인적으로 애니비아 미러전 하는 게 더 재밌을 것 같아요.
I don't think he's gonna play that game though.
No, Froggen's too
Oh, he goes
honorable a
for it.
guy.
These guys are both legends.
AP, so he is not going AD LeBlanc. Definitely not going AD LeBlanc. AD Anivia. First snowball has missed. Icicle misses.
Second
That's
snowball?
a 0% skill shot rate so far. All Faker's got to do is hit 1Q and he wins.
Okay.
0%.
Yeah, I think it might be. Oh, it's a sweet dance. Someone tell us here.
Oh,
it's coming.
Froggen.
Oh, he's stunned.
He's
First
no
shot from Faker, and he's gonna get it right on back.
And gets minion damage. We actually have to go
If we
through
get
two
double
lives
egg,
here.
if we get double egg here, another stun. Faker. The count's up to 2 for Froggen right now.
I would imagine. Literally no point in skilling W in this matchup. Yeah, you could be in trouble. I mean,
snowball lands though.
It does. You're not going to go in on that.
At this point, but he could definitely get off a larger spell rotation. I guess he's only got 2 spells available, but he's got another stun on one Froggen.
Doesn't. It's
there it is.
Mechanics. There we go.
Oh man, familiar with Onivia. This is a perfect tutorial.
Kind of.
For both.
If you want to play against...
Oh no, this is how you play against
There's
anybody.
There's going to be like the other Onivia purists in the world that aren't named Froggen that are like loving this already. It's like, so many Qs landing, it's great. I want to see like...
Missing. Oh, wait a minute. There's a lot of auto attack trading here. There's the Ice Shard. Froggen does... So he does get Grasp of the Undying. He gets a little bit back.
Okay.
Faker rocks the same thing, but he's also taken a bite out of his, well, not Biscuit, Potion. And the Ice Shard, that Ice Ball did not manage to get the stun off, but he did. Yes. And they only win by killing each other.
I don't see that.
And then they get full builds.
I don't see that happening because at that point, that is when you scumbag. You're like, I'm not gentlemanly like that. I'm like, I'm gonna win this if I can.
A little bit of farming. There's the snowball. Froggen's not gonna go in on that one though. He does have a little bit of health disadvantage. Ice Shard's gonna come in and take another bite out of his the Undying.
So right now, Faker has 3 points.
Got the stun. Oh, Froggen dodges. He trades well on that one.
Literally is the least useful ability in this matchup. When you have Snowball and
It is,
Flash,
but they got to take it eventually.
At this point, Froggen is just keeping the push going.
But Faker goes in on this one, and he forces
the
a flash.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Territory marked. Oh, goes in,
and
he's gonna maybe get an egg out of this one, but can he scramble him up for breakfast? I don't think he's got the damage.
But this is all Faker needs right now. All he has to do is be able to recall safely, and he's already got the egg, and if he can make the same kind of play happen again, he should be fine. Faker manages to sidestep, catches Froggen again.
Stun, looking
no
for
mana though.
Dying. That is a really low health Faker, but he keeps on going.
Use
just trying to push him back. Oh,
he gets it. True damage for the follow-up.
Froggen's not going to go for it.
There's two.
No,
Yeah, this is good. This
9 times out of 10.
Yeah, that is... did manage to get it, but can't quite follow up.
Just on the minion. Faker's still going to go for it. But he's playing a dangerous game here. He's got the egg available, that's true. But he's trusting that Froggen just can't even do enough to get him in that form.
It's all about... If Faker feels like it's enough...
A little bit of gold banked up. Let's see what he does decide to build. Gains the CS differential, and he's building it up a little bit more. It's about 8 at this point. Faker, however, has shown that if he gets a chance, he will go in. But it's Froggen who jumps in this time. The stun's on Faker. A good trade for Froggen. Grasp of the Undying heals them both up a bit, but he throws on his own ultimate. Faker's about to get egged, but not quite, as he wings it over to the health and waits just a second.
Manages to get all of the range creeps. Froggen, though, so is going for that slightly more defensive build while ahead on CS. That is, honestly, that is normally the way to win.
There's the ice. That's what I'm talking about. The wall right there makes Faker take a little bit more.
Start off, but in the early game, it wasn't really going to offer too much. They're going to trade it away now.
And more. Faker's taking it worse, though. Turns his own ulti off as the ice walls are melting, but
Froggen just used a lot of his mana just to push that wave back in towards Faker. So Just trying to keep Faker on the turret. froggen, that is a big, big misplay to get caught by that, but Faker used a lot of his mana on that trade. Does get a lot of frost.
He could even it up here.
Yeah, and Faker with this kind of position on the minion wave now forces froggen to kind of come forward. I like the attempt at the wall there. froggen will be able to pick up this CS.
But it's just about dead. They're fighting for the last minion.
It's going to be like whose Snowstorm is going to be able to deal more damage than
Clearly no one's going to die.
Oh, which point? Faker's will...
Oh, Faker's going in! He takes a lot of damage though, and he's going to try to turn for the help, but froggen's going to flash! Faker is going to maybe get it!
The health relics, he should be fine. Doesn't matter about the egg at this point because it's all about CS.
Summoner spells, the flashes have been burned. And now it's going to be, if Faker can just go in, get a little extra damage, he may be able to turn it around, but the egg's back up. The wall's going to stop him. Auto won't be enough, but it's still 90 CS to 81. He's got to go in. Come on, froggen. No, he's a level up.
No, he has egg. He'd only trade egg for egg, and then the turret would aggro. So he cannot go aggressive. Faker wants to go. There's the egg on froggen. Faker uses this to recall.
He's got to do it. Well, he can take some time to start farming up a little bit as the egg comes back up. But yes, he's going to be in...
Loses the game.
It's
Faker literally just lost the game on that recall.
Easy
this
peasy.
Is it.
He's going to watch it from the fountain. GG, the Onivia King is still the king.
Even without Wraith Camps, froggen still farms his way to victory. It was only 100 he needed this time. Oh, that recall at the end. I mean, Faker had no option at that point.
Yeah.
That was...
This we talked earlier about, you know, how some of these could be more like a game of chess than a game of chicken, but this really...
Mata! His way to the Korean Bjergsen, it's Faker!
Ever since Season 2, he's kind of just playing ARAMs all the time. He likes him more than rank. So maybe that's the approach.
Oh, yeah! Let's go!
Oh, they actually did.
They locked it. Faker, I mean, he accepted duels where it was mirror match Onivia against froggen last year. Faker, he is susceptible to challenges.
I mean, Faker has to accept. You don't want to have a story of like...
And that's actually a big problem with being the #1, is you have nobody to really chase anymore. And Faker, though, up against Mata, this is really interesting because why would it be Yasuo? Mata, it's like, Mata Yasuo.
It's the ultimate skill champion, though, in Korea. It's regarded as I mean, it's a champion nobody wants on his team because he goes 2 and 10. But then when he's on the opposing team, he's obviously 20-0. But it's an incredibly high champion and also just really fun to watch.
I love Yasuo so much. The tiny things in his mechanics, the Q into the E into the auto, the Q, stuff like that. It's really cool. And then there's a lot of great tricks, too, where you can like spin on a minion before R-ing.
Yeah, Mata's running 1% crit. He's going for it.
Well, that's actually a very common Korean page. I'll look at a lot of Peanuts pages. They'll have them. And you're like, wait, you might crit the jungle creep. What?
That's actually happened to me once. Actually, it happened in the OGN finals.
Is that why you lost?
We lost for many more reasons than that, but that was actually
1% crit. That's the story I'm going to tell.
I stole a red buff because my jungle crit right before the last auto attack. That's what happened on a live game, and then we tilted a tiny bit.
So who'd you give the red buff over to?
I was Soraka. Like, he had red buff Soraka. And like, anyways, doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Old story. Faker versus Mata. Faker is not running the 1% crit, so RNG gods have to be with Mata for once.
So this is the matchup that I will usually play on the 1v1 map. I'll just play Yasuo every time that I can, because otherwise I can only feed 1 kill. You can't go to 0-8. It prevents me from doing that. But every time you miss a Q, it's actually a big deal in this matchup.
Yeah, it's about lining up the Qs to hit both minions and honestly the enemy Yasuo. Mata got pressured first because he really didn't feel comfortable trading against Faker. Faker standing on the outside of turret range here, so every time Mata walks up, he can at least get a Q in the face. He wants to stack it up. It's a very micro-heavy matchup, but you really want to click really right next to your team. Faker's still level 1.
Oh, Faker might be done.
He has to get out. That was a really good trade by Mata.
Got him again!
Tower shot. Ignite.
One more.
Oh
Mata takes down Faker. And he takes over the Spanish crowd.
I think I'm trying to break this down. It all goes back to the Q that Faker used after the first wave. The crowd is in love with this.
Faker again. Mirror match. The opponent's terms goes down. Team Ice. Ooh. I mean,
yeah, Faker used the Q when he turned around into the thin air, and Mata just rushed for that first minion, got level 2, and then went so aggressive on Faker that Faker never got access to that dying creep. Borderline level 2 right there. Obviously, it's the 7th creep that levels you up, so the first melee minion of the second wave. Faker should have been there quicker because he had the push.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Faker got the push on him, and when the minions actually create a nice line for the Yasuo, you have more chase down. You have a longer lane to actually make the Yasuo run down. So being underneath your turret in a mirror match like this isn't necessarily the worst thing, because they have to keep running from you. You get an E on them.
Mata did it really well. He walked alongside his creep to his zone, but even then, the waves are still going to meet in the middle. So in essence, it wouldn't matter. It was just the decision-making. I think Mata had his Q up sooner, which allowed him to take down that creep much faster.
I want to see it again. I want to see it in almost like Vong form.
Because this is the end, and we obviously know how we got here. It actually takes quite some stones to go in here as well, taking a turn shot voluntarily, but then dancing out.
Even didn't have the ignite as well. The focus there, the half joy. You can see he landed. That's where it's like he landed the knockup.